Hey there, Clashers, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 5 things I think Clash of Clans needs in the next update. Alright, so we're going to talk about 5 things that I think Clash of Clans needs to include in either the next update or an update that is coming soon. We do know that the fall update is going to be around the corner. We are actually in September now. That update usually comes sometime in September, sometimes October. But if I had to guess, I would say it's probably coming in September. But of course, that's still a guess. I don't know for sure. It could very well be coming next month. But here are 5 things that I think need to be in the update to help Clash of Clans continue to progress as a successful game. And number 5 on the list is more balance updates. So we've only seen one little balance update over the summer since the summer update. And not only that, but more balanced updates. So one big update shouldn't be 100% focused on one thing. For example, this last big update that we got was 100% focused on air troops, buffing air, and not really doing as much to buff like air targeting defenses. So it was just really overpowering air attacks. That's what we're seeing, like 80% of the attacks nowadays are some sort of Dragon Rider attack with Hydra or Queen Charge Dragon Riders. We do still see some Lalos, of course. Every once in a while you'll see some ground attacks, but really not a lot at the moment. And it's kind of expected that this fall update is going to be the reverse of that. We're going to see buffs to ground troops and I guess nothing really with ground targeting defenses except the expos, which have already been leaked, I think. But yeah, so we're going to be seeing basically the other half of that update. We'll see ground buffs, but we do need more of the periodic balance changes as well. I think we've had one tiny balance change since the last big update. All that did was, I think it buffed Sam's a little bit, and it gave Valkyries 50 HP, which is laughable. Neither of those changes really changed anything, and we don't really see any new ground attacks coming up because of that. So at number 4, something else I'd like to see is more tournament invisibility in-game, especially for the more casual players who aren't going out of their way to find tournaments, and especially with Worlds. And we'll take a quick look here. We'll back out of this attack, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So right now, I streamed earlier, and somebody actually asked me about this button here. The one that's above my change base button, the golden one with a globe on it. So that's the tournament hub for Worlds, and this is actually a really nice hub. Even if you're not participating in Worlds, you can hop in here, you can take a look at the brackets, and you can kind of follow along and see what's going on outside of the stream. So if this loads up, you'll get to see the bracket that's here. This is leftover from August. Of course, this will reset for September after Clan War League. But I mean, you can come in here, see what's happening. You don't have to hop into the stream if it doesn't happen to be going on at the moment. And yeah, it's a pretty neat thing. But the problem with this is it only shows up for people who are in a Champs 3 or higher clan, referring to Clan War League. So let's go ahead and hop to my other account. So here we go. We're going to the one that actually has leader role over in a different clan. So this clan is in Masters 1, and you'll see that that globe is gone. I don't have access to that hub on this account because this clan's not in Champions 3 or higher. I think that's something that needs to change. That should be available to everybody so that people can actually learn that Worlds is a thing and actually exists, and so people can follow along who aren't watching the stream at the time. Now, when they do the live streams, there is another button that pops up for everybody on the bottom, and it'll show up to the left of this button here, and it says live or something like that, and then people can click on that and hop into the stream, and that's really good for the game. I also do think it'd be neat to see that coming in for even more tournaments. I think I've seen it for a couple of different tournaments now. I've seen it for ESL, I've seen it for Worlds, of course, and then I've seen it for Clash Masters. If we could get even more of those involved for some of these other community leagues, especially some of the bigger ones, I think that's really good for the game. The competitive scene is still a small portion of the entire Clash community, and I think it'd be good to bring more people into that if possible. And that's actually going to lead me nicely into my next point. So my next point at number 3 is going to be faster progression. Clash of Clans is starting to become more of an end game kind of game. There's a lot of different competitive stuff, or even a lot of casual stuff that is basically targeted to Town Hall 14 players. The other thing is, competitive Clash cannot have any sort of longevity the way the game is setting right now. Of course, competitive Clash is never going to be huge, but it's also a really big problem when new players can't just jump in and play at the competitive scene within any reasonable amount of time. I think if somebody were to see like a Town Hall 14 tournament and think, oh, that's really cool, I want to try that, but doesn't already have a Clash of Clans account, they'll have to make an account, farm it up. Of course, they're not going to put a ton of money into it, so it's going to take them, realistically, a couple of years to get to that Town Hall 14 level. By the time they get there, Town Hall 15 is already going to be out, and they're still going to be behind, so you can kind of see the problem here. I think that the progression at the lower levels needs to be boosted up quite a bit. And I know every time they do big updates, particularly on Town Hall updates, they do speed up the lower levels, but I think it should be sped up to the point where somebody could hop into the game and be at the max level, like, not the max level, but let's say somebody jumps into the game today, 6 months from now, they're a brand new Town Hall 14. I think that's about where we should be at in progression speed. That's my opinion, though. I think that would be really good for not only the competitive scene, but for Clash altogether. So many people lose interest in the game just because of how long things take. That's always been a thing for Clash of Clans. But especially with the game aging like it is, I think the format needs to change up a little bit, and I do think that having that would help out quite a bit. Plus, Supercell is, they've been fighting the whole buying accounts thing, the little black market thing that people like to do. I think that would actually be a big solution to that problem. Nobody's going to be spending money buying accounts when they can make an account, and let's say it's 6 months without buying the gold pass and spending money on packs. You might be able to make an account and take it up to max spending money in like 3 months. That's just an example. But you guys know what I mean there. And yeah, that's something that would help the game tremendously, especially right now the way the competitive scene is to bring more people in there at a faster pace, speed up the lower levels quite a bit. The next thing on my list at number 2 is in-game recruitment, and this is especially a big thing. Going back to those more casual players at Clash of Clans who aren't spending time in outside sources like on Reddit or in Discord recruiting for their clan, and also for clans that don't have like a big outside reputation, like WHF for example. They don't have to actively recruit because people know who WHF is, and we have people trying to join the clan on a regular basis. So for those other smaller, more casual clans, there needs to be an in-game recruiting process that works. And what I think it needs is something like a message board where clan leaders can go in, post a little tidbit about their clan and why people should join, basically who they're looking for kind of thing, and then have people apply through that. I know people are like, bring back Global, but no, that's not what I'm saying at all. The good thing about Global was it gave people basically a place to do that. They could copy paste their little spiel about their clan to try and get people to join, and then hop in and out of global chats spamming their recruiting message. Of course, we don't want anything to be spammy like that. A nice little message board would be great. The recruiting system that's in right now doesn't work. It hasn't worked since they put it in, and I don't know why more hasn't been done to try and fix that. Because right now, your best way to recruit people is actually not to recruit people in Clash of Clans. You need to go through outside sources. You need to have, if you have somebody who does YouTube and all that, you can do advertising that way. But yeah, something needs to be done so that people can actually recruit people in the game. Alright, and here we go to my final point on the list. Honestly, this is the idea that made me think I want to make a list anyway. Probably my biggest pet peeve in all of Clash of Clans at the moment is the fact that I cannot donate any super troop through gems. And I think that's something that they desperately need to change. It's incredibly frustrating. I'm a maxed out Town Hall 14 completely, and yet if somebody requests for super minions, I can't donate them. It should be so that we can donate any super troop that we would be able to unlock without actually having to unlock it. Doing it through 1 gem donations. So back before when super troops were a bit newer and you couldn't use the regular version of a troop that you had supered, you were still able to gem donate that regular troop. And I think it should be that way in the reverse, basically. Ideally, Supercell would remove the cooldown and let us unlock super troops at will. Keep the cost in there, it doesn't matter. Once you get to the maxed out level anyway, the Dark Elixir is just sitting there. So it doesn't matter what the cost would be if you would let us not have to wait 3 days to unlock super troops. And basically the thought process behind that comes from doing friendly wars. If you're in a friendly war and you have 2 attacks even, you can make your army use whatever 2 super troops you want, do the hit, and then once you're planning for your next hit, you can use 2 completely different super troops. And that's it's super nice. But even without changing the mechanics of how super troops are unlocked or anything like that, please at least let us 1 gem donate super troops without unlocking them. That would be a massive quality of life improvement for the game. But that is all I've got for this video. Is there anything that you would have in your top 5 update? Do you disagree with anything that I have in my top 5 list here for update ideas? Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to hear what people have to say on this topic. I'm also super interested to see what's coming in the next update. I've heard some rumors, but I'm not going to talk about rumors quite yet. Although I can strongly suspect we're going to get quite a few ground troop buffs because we need them. We need them and then we don't need them, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out for a bit, and I'll catch you all next time.